In this video, I started with $100,000 in this gold mine. After the previous owner went broke, I took it over. Will I be able to make a profit? Stay tuned to find out. And if you guys are enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe for more. Well, boys, this is the mine we ended up buying. It's a smaller mine. We got a small rock truck, which should be able to handle because we don't have a big wash plant right now. Really, it's probably too much. But where we got a long travel to go with our pay, this would probably work out pretty good, but I wish it was a little bit bigger. Now, this excavator looks like they put new teeth and cutting edge on it, but let's get right into it. We need to get pay to the plant, and hopefully everything fires up. It's pretty much turnkey. The other guy that owned this mine, he pretty much just packed it up, left. He couldn't take losing that much money anymore, so here we are. We got it for a discount. We got all the equipment and everything for about $400,000 and the rights to this claim. With that being said, we got $100,000 left, which we can use to hopefully pay for the fuel and upgrade stuff if we need to. But this rock truck is way too small. I'm hoping we can get enough money. I'm hoping we can get some gold, but if we get enough money, we'll probably get a rock truck first because I don't think this one's gonna do too good, especially if we get a bigger wash plant. This wash plant is really small, and the way we're gonna have to feed it, this wash plant is with the skid steer. I don't know how good that's gonna be. That skid steer is pretty old, but we got a functioning mine now. I'm hoping there's gold in the ground, and the previous owner was just in the wrong spot. That's why right here, this is the spot he was mining before this cut. We're only going to try it out. We're going to run a sample through it and see if we get any color. But if we don't, we're going to move somewhere else on a claim because we only got $100,000 to make or break this operation. So we got to go quick. Now this excavator is old. I'm hoping it holds out for the rest of the season because if we can make a good profit this year, next year we're going to come in with better equipment because I don't think this is going to last another season, and I'm hoping it lasts through this season. I spent my whole life savings on this mine, so we're probably going to be at about $500,000. That's all the money I had to make this operational. Now I was talking to some local miners and the previous owner. This place was mined like not too far away from here, and there was good gold there, so I'm hoping the vein continued on and we're able to get some of that gold rush. I haven't even tried the sluice box yet. I'm hoping it fires up, but it's pretty basic system. We only got the one sluice run, a generator, and water coming to it. So hopefully it fires up, because if not, we just made a big mistake buying this property. There's one tiny bit of a problem. I didn't realize there was nowhere to stay up here. I assumed that trailer over there was some sort of bunkhouse, but it's just an office. So I guess I'm gonna be sleeping in the office until I can figure something out. We've been running pay for about an hour now. I'm going to keep doing it until I think we got enough to continue the day off and we can actually run a test run through our sluice box. Well, there was a little bit of change in plans. That rock truck, I felt like couldn't handle what I wanted to do, and if we got to bring material from here all season, we're losing time and money by using that little rock truck. So I kinda used a bit of the money we got for a rainy day, and I went ahead and financed a rock truck. I don't know if it was the right decision at this point, but I'm pretty sure it will be in the long run, hopefully. I'm hoping there's gold here because the spot they got grubbed off, this area where we're to now, it was done with the dozer. There's no permafrost or anything, but if we got to go somewhere else on this claim, we might run into some. And our dozer is not very good. It's older. There's no ripper, so I don't know what we would do in that situation. So hopefully that don't happen for us. I think we almost got enough material brought over for our test run. Now, it should be enough to run the whole night because our sluice box can't really handle a lot of yardage. And it's not very good for us, but that's the only thing we got right now. And a new wash plant is way out of our budget. And at this point in the season, it's impossible to find one. I already tried seeing if I could work out some type of deal with a local mine around, but he said, don't even try. There's nothing around. It's getting pretty late. This will probably be our last one because I do want to run a test run, make sure everything's running right before tomorrow, just in case I got to run to town, pick up some sort of parts for this wash plant. And I hope our skid steer starts up. We went down probably 6 feet. I did a little test pan and there's really nothing that I could see. I'm probably just not in the right spot, but don't look like there's a lot of gravel in the material. Oh, look over there. There's some deer. I better shoot them off sight. You're lucky I have food, or you would have been supper for the night. But enough of that. It's time for our test run. Now, please, please, please work. Should be enough material. It looks like enough to me. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this skid steer for feeding, but it came with the site. I'd like to get some sort of hopper if I can. Like, I think that will work out better, but that's a bit of money. But like right now, it's so hard to use the skid steer because the bucket's bigger than the hopper on a sluice box. So I gotta keep it on an angle. There's only one major downfall that I can think of. Our fuel situation. Our diesel situation is not the best. All we got is a little fuel trailer, and to go get fuel is about a 2-hour journey. So that's another thing we gotta try to figure out. If we can get some sort of tanks here and get fuel dropped off weekly or monthly, or invest in a fuel truck. But the amount of money we have, we gotta be very cautious of what we're gonna buy next. This skid steer don't seem right. It's losing power. Like, the hydraulics are super laggy and slow. Like, there's something wrong with this. It's sputtering. And I don't know. And I don't have a service truck up here. I should have brought one, or at least brought some tools with me. All I brought was nothing really. I got dropped off in town and he met me over there with the pickup truck. So we really don't have anything up here besides our clothes. Yeah, I'm not liking this skid steer right now. There's something going on with it. So I might have to run inside, hop on the computer, and try to find something to feed this wash plant because this won't work. I really thought we could live in this trailer. Like, I thought it was a bunkhouse, but as you can see, all we got is an office trailer. I'm so glad I brought a microwave with me, and I guess we're gonna have to cook on the fire out in the yard and hopefully live like that for a while. Well, it wasn't easy, but I found something a bit better. Now, it wasn't better on our wallet because it cost us $45,000. Now, that seems like a lot, and it is, but in mining season, it's hard to find equipment, used anyway, that people are willing to get rid of. Well, we've been running pay for a while and we're running low, so we're gonna check the sluice box and see if we got any color. We don't have any drill reports for this area. It was never drilled, but we got no pay. We did a little test run down there and we're not really getting the amount of gold we want for the yards we're putting through. So I'm thinking about coming over here and trying to get a quick and easy bit of material. The only problem is we got to keep a berm along here. We don't want to get in trouble with the mining officer or agency. So we got to make sure whatever we do, we keep a berm there and we don't affect the river. We don't want that. We definitely don't want to get in trouble at this point in time. But we're just going to try to push off all of the trees and brush with the dozer. And hopefully we can just dig for the rest of the day and try to get some stock for tomorrow. The only good part now, we got 2 excavators on site, but one of them, I don't really like the bucket that came with it. really not good for digging. This rock truck do not match the equipment we have on site. So we're gonna have to change that if we can ever get some money. But I'm trying to keep a berm here so we don't get in trouble. They like to do a surprise checks every now and again up here at the mine, so they probably know I ended up buying this because I had to sign paperwork, and I don't want them to come up here and we'll get in trouble right away before we even get any gold. I don't want that, so we're going to keep the berm there, and hopefully we're good with everything else. Well, boys, we ran into a lot of trouble. We blew a hydraulic line on the excavator, and we don't have a spare, so I got to go in and try to find one that we can get here by tomorrow. But I think we did pretty good for the first day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, everyone, this is day 2 on our gold mine adventures. I was able to find us a hydraulic hose, but I gotta grab a coffee before we do anything. We gotta run to town to get this stuff. But we had a little problems last night. We were digging pay, and we kind of broke a couple pins on our bigger excavator, so I gotta try to find something a bit more reliable. Well, I've been calling around all morning to every miner that I could think of in the area, but we found something at this old gold mine. This used to be one of the biggest gold mines around, and that loader needs a lot of work. Well, boys, this is what we bought. Hoping it runs. It may not look the best. Well, what can you expect? We only paid $16,000 for this. It's in alright shape for the year, I guess. The undercarriage is not very good, but everything else seems okay. No major leaks, I'm hoping, with the hydraulics. We're running pretty low on money, so if this was a mistake, I don't know if we could survive the rest of the season, but we're going to try and start it up. Oh, that was so close. It just needs a bit of help. Well, the only thing I could find was our trusty brake cleaner, so we'll give a couple of squirts and hopefully we can get this excavator fired up. It's pretty close. It wants to. Just a couple more spritz and I think we might get it. Hopefully. Well, boys, did I just buy a $16,000 paperweight? Because if this won't start, yes, it fired up. Now we got another excavator. Now we gotta get it brought to site. So I gotta call someone. Well, I'm rolling back up the site and I got a hold of somebody that will bring it over for us. Jimmy's gonna bring it later on today. So I'm just gonna get everything ready till then. I'm gonna move this one. This one got a blown hydraulic hose. And the cylinder pin, as you can tell, is gone. So we're in a bit of trouble with our excavator situation. Well, I'm just going to haul this one out of the way, and we're going to go move the other one because that one also got a couple pins broke. We were digging last night. I guess we were going a bit too hard, and we broke the pin on this one. So I'm going to bring this one over to our laydown. Well, our newest excavator didn't really come with a bucket, so I think I'm going to haul this one off because this excavator is down for about 2 weeks. I might end up selling this one yet. I really need to get a service truck. It's going to be hard to get this off without proper tools, but we're going to try. And hopefully we can get it done before our new excavator gets here. Well, that was terrible. It was 3 hours with a sledgehammer just pounding and pounding. But we finally got it off. The pins might have been a little bit rusty. Probably didn't get much grease. Jimmy dropped off our excavator. Newer one, if you would say that. The undercarriage is actually really bad on this. So I'm hoping it lasts the season. But this is the only excavator I could find. So let's get this bucket put on. And we got to get digging pay as soon as possible. Because the bills are piling up. Well, that actually wasn't too bad. It didn't take us too long to put the bucket on. Hoping it handles pretty good. The hydraulics seem really good on this excavator. Like, I didn't see any leaks, so I'm hoping it stays that way. Time for the moment of truth. Will this dig? It seems like it is. No major leaks so far. Well, I think we should start with the rock truck, and we gotta haul some pay over to the wash plant. Plan is we're gonna probably do a cut over here because I dug down about 10 feet last night and I did a pan and we were seeing a bit of color, more than we were seeing over in the other spot. So I think this is gonna be where we're gonna make our money. Hopefully that's true because I want to buy better equipment. Because I don't think this excavator is going to last us too long. Well, time to bring over the first load of the day. Can we get enough brought over that we can run later on today? I sure hope so. Because we didn't run since yesterday evening. We're falling behind. The way this watch plan is, I think I can get away with loading pay for probably about 3 hours, and we should have enough to tie us over till morning. I really wish I had some sort of stacker because I'm only about 40 feet away from where we're pulling pay, and I gotta jump at an excavator, hop rock truck. It's just so much. But this will come in handy once we get further away, but right now it's kind of annoying, but I think this is probably going to be the richest spot because it seems like this is an old part of the river. Well, I'd be pretty good at backing up rock trucks before this is done. Hopefully we can get another employee because we need somebody to run night shift, and it'd be nice to have somebody on rock truck too. So if we can get a good cleanup this week, we might hire somebody. Well, it's time for another load. And we're getting down pretty deep, I must say. We're about 16 feet in some spots, and it seems like the pay just keeps on going down. So I'm going to try to get as much as I can, as close as to the wash plant as possible, until we run out of pay in this area before I move on. But we're getting a code on this excavator, so I'm just going to ignore that, and we're going to run as long as possible. I really hope we don't have problems with this excavator, because we're already down 2. We just paid $16,000 for this one. I can't really afford for this one to be down. I've been looking everywhere for some sort of camper because sleeping in that trailer is not very comfortable, and we don't have a full kitchen. All I got is a cooler and a fire pit and a microwave. Well, we got a coffee maker too, but well, talking about that made me hungry, so we're gonna stop and have lunch. Well, it wasn't the best lunch, but it filled the hole. We had hot dogs and beans. Now we're really not doing that good. Might take this boat out later. I would assume we own this boat. It's on our claim, so we're gonna try that later. But you could look in the water. It's crystal clear, and I wonder if there's gold in this pond. I would like to check, but I'm pretty sure that's a big find. But enough of that. I gotta get back to work. We don't have enough pay to run, and it's not going to load itself. I'm the only one here, so I better start loading it out. I'm going to move this truck. I got a feeling I'm going to back into it with the rock truck, and I really don't want to do that. So I'm going to put it over in our little area by our trailer. I'm just going to push the material up. I find it a bit hard to get the rock truck over, and it's just in the way. Well, we've been loading pay for a couple hours now. We're actually starting to get some sort of cut made, and we're down pretty far, and I'm gonna go even further, but we still don't have enough pay to run. So I got to keep on grinding and trucking and bringing material to our sluice box. But I'm finally getting the hang of this rock truck. I feel like I'm very comfortable driving it, and I'm able to go where I need to. Well, don't say anything, boys. I think I messed up a bit. I spoke too soon. Yeah, I flipped that rock truck, and I don't know how I'm going to flip it back over. Well, time to grab the big boy. The only thing we got actually running on the claim right now, so I'm hoping this can flip it over. I tried to put the bed down, it won't come down, so we're going to have to flip it over with the bed up in the air. I wonder if I can reach it from this side. I don't know if I can, just because the bed's up in the air. It don't seem like I can. Nah, I can't really reach. This seems a bit better, but it's also pretty sketchy because we're kind of pretty close to the rock truck, and if it falls down, it might not end too well for us. So we're just going to take our time. Oh, it's flipping up. Are we going to get it? Oh, please stay in the back. Don't fall down. I don't want to do too much damage. This is a rental. Okay, it flipped over. Perfect. Now we got to see what damage we got done. But first things first, I got to lower this bed. I'm not trying to get off this pile with it up in the air again. And we're pretty close to our wash plant. I don't want to hit that. That's our livelihood right now. Come on, please. Don't. Oh, please. Let's see. Oh, we're going to get it. Okay. Just got to take our time. We just can't do it too quick. Okay, we got that down. Now you really got to see how much damage we got done. Oh, I'm hoping it's not too... Actually, it's not even that bad. It's just a bit of paint. And guess what? I have a bit of paint because I thought I was going to hit stuff. So I grabbed a couple cans. So let's just clean it up. Spray a bit of paint on it. Well, this is what we got done so far. This is the cut. We're going to continue on. We're going to go as close as we can to the pond. Then we're going to go back the other way. But after flipping the rock truck, I think I'm gonna call it a night and start fresh tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then. Well, everyone, it's another beautiful day here at the gold claim. We're just feeding the wash plant and we're hoping we're gonna get a good cleanup today. We got a nice bit of material we can still run to the plant before we got to start getting more pay. So we're gonna run all morning, hopefully get this pay going through, and then we're gonna stockpile some later on. I ended up selling our other two excavators because we were having a bit of problems with them, and I really think I can get something a little bit better with the money. We ended up making $30,000 off two of those excavators, and they were broke. So we're going to use that 30 grand, and we're going to try to get something a little bit newer, because I would like to have another excavator on site, because if this one breaks, we don't have anything to use. I don't know exactly what we're going to do with the cut so far. I don't know if I'm going to continue on straight back or try to come closer to the wash plant, because I'm trying to eliminate the rock truck just for now. I think if I could directly dig or just use the excavator, less time I got to hop in and out, I think would be better. But for now, we're just going to continue the same cut, the same direction we were going, because it looks like we got a bit more color, and I want to try to find the vein of gold, because we need to get more money. We didn't even have a cleanup yet, and we're spending a lot of money. We got fuel bills, we got equipment breaking down, so we need to get money, and we need to get it quick. Well, I think I was feeding the plant a little bit too fast, and I kind of missed it once or twice, and I got it buried. So I'm going to try to clean it up with the excavator, just for the fact that I don't want to shovel all that. I got to be very careful doing this. This is a lot of money on the line. If we break this, we're in big trouble, and it's going to be pretty hard to find another one. And if I rip something off, I gotta fix it, and that's downtime. We can't afford downtime right now, so I'm just gonna take my time and pray I don't hit anything or rip anything off our sluice box. Well, I think I got some minor damage. Who am I kidding? I ripped the water intake off. Now I gotta go get the welder and weld everything back together. I swear, we're never going to make a profit on this gold mine. It must be cursed, because there's always something, and we only been here for 2 days now. It don't look like there's too much damage. We just broke the welds around the coupler to the pipe, so I'm hoping I can weld it. I'm no professional welder, but if I can get it so it don't leak, I'd be pretty happy. Okay, let's see what we can do. I'm hoping, it is pretty bad, but I'm hoping we can put enough welds on that it won't leak. And I noticed there's another little crack, I guess, from where the tooth actually hit the pipe. So we're gonna have to fix that up too. Now that I'm by this sluice box, I can see it needs a lot of TLC. There's a lot of cracks in the actual sluice box, which is not good. Hoping we're not losing gold, but I really don't have the time to fix that today. So we're just going to run like that, and if it becomes a problem later on, we'll fix it. Well, that should be good enough. I'm going to try to dig out a little tiny bit more. I feel like it's hitting the bottom. I'm not too comfortable the way it is, so I'm going to grab a shovel and do that part. We've been running for 3 hours now, and we don't have much pay left. We put a huge dent in our pile, so I think it might be time to bring more pay to the wash plant, because it's still kind of early for us to call it a day. We really need the money, so we're gonna run as long as we can. Might even try to run through most of the night, just try to catch up for the downtime we had today. Well, that's the last bit of pay we have by the wash plant, and we need more, so I'm just going to dump this bucket in, and we're going right over to the cut, and we're probably going to cast it with the excavator and just try to dig closer to the wash plant just to make it easier. It's raining pretty hard. I don't want to be using the rock truck and slipping and sliding, so we're just going to use the excavator, cast it back, then cast it back again. I know it's a waste of time, but it's a lot of work for one person to hop in the rock truck then hop back in the excavator. And it's pretty late now. We've been going all morning. So I think this is probably the best option for right now. And it's raining pretty hard. And I kind of don't want to get a shower right yet. So we'll just stick to the excavator and we'll pile the pay. And we'll deal with whatever happens tomorrow with the pay pile. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. We finally got the pay out of the cut and over to the wash plant. It should be enough to run tomorrow, but I'm pretty tired now. It's 1 o'clock. We got to go to bed because we want to be out by 5 a.m. and we got to run that material through the plant. Ugh. Oh, I'm still tired. 4 hours of sleep is not enough. I better grab a coffee, and I'd say I'm going to be grabbing a lot today because I am tired. But one good thing is we got the pay to the wash plant. We should be able to run all day, and I hope we don't have any problems. I just wanted to be able to run the wash plant all day, and hopefully we can do a cleanup by tomorrow. We got the sluice box all fired up. Everything looks good. Our welds held up. What happened here? Oh, this ain't good. Our cut is flooded. I guess the berm broke away with all the rain last night. Oh, this is going to be a disaster. Well, we're going to have to fix this pretty quick because if not, the water from the river is just going to keep coming in and it's going to flood the entire site, and then we'll be shut down for the season because I don't know if I could even fix that. I'm going to have to grab the excavator and rebuild this berm as soon as possible because the water's rising quick. I don't want to put our gold rich ground into the berm, but I think I'm going to have to. I don't have enough time to haul any material over with the rock truck. I really didn't want to deal with this today. I didn't think this was even possible, but that's mining. There's always problems when you're gold mining. I might have cut a bit too close to the river and probably weakened the berm, but we'll just not tell anybody that. We'll build back up. It seems like there's a good amount of rock in this material, so I'm hoping it's going to hold up. But if it don't, I guess we're going to have a pond and we're going to go home and quit. Well, this can't be good. I'm hoping that's just another miner in the area and not the mining inspector, but they got their lights on. They're flagging me over, so I better park this excavator and see what they want. Well, that's not the news we were looking for. Well, for one, he didn't like that I was in the water. I don't understand why. I guess because we got to pump it back into the river. And I guess it's going to be contaminated because our excavator, I think he looked at it and knew we definitely got a hydraulic leak or some sort of leak because we don't really have the best equipment. But we did get fined $10,000 because we were a bit too close to the river, only by like 2 feet. So we got to rebuild the berm. The good part is he's not shutting us down. He said fix the berm and everything will be okay. And we did get the go ahead. We are allowed to pump the water that's in our cut back in the river without having the environmental agency come out and do a study on it. So he gave us a pretty good break there. That could be over $100,000 before it's all said and done if we had to filter the water out. So we're going to try to do everything right from here on out. I'm trying to rebuild this berm as best as I can and without going into the water. Well, he didn't say anything about digging into the water, so he's gone. So we're going to just get the material from here because if I got to go get the rock truck and fill it up with rock from a different area, it's not really worth it for me and I need to get back to mining. Well, I think that's a pretty good job, but it's time for the hard part now. We gotta try to find a pump, and I don't have one. Well, I lucked out. I didn't have to run to town. I went to a local miner, and he actually had some sort of pump. He had this old tractor with a pump attachment on the back. He uses it all the time, so we're gonna try it out, and hopefully by tomorrow, it will be able to get the water out of our cut. Now, how do I hook this up? Okay, that's one of the hoses on. Now we got to put one more on that goes into the cut. Okay, I got it all hooked up and it's running and it's starting to take the water down. So I'm going to have to come back probably around 2 o'clock in the morning because the hose is not very long and I don't want the pump to run dry and destroy his pump. So I'm going to double check it around 2 o'clock in the morning, and hopefully by then the water will be down enough for us to be able to run tomorrow. Well, I checked it at 2 o'clock this morning and it was pretty low, so I'm hoping it's dried up enough that we can run. Well, we got enough material to run anyway, but we want to be able to get some more pay by tonight, and it looks like we're going to be able to. That worked out pretty good. I'm gonna have to pay him a couple $100 for letting us use his tractor. Okay, I just finished fixing it up a bit. I moved the ramp to the other side just so we're not touching the berm too much. And I think it's pretty good. And it's time to start washing some rock and hopefully we can get some gold. I really wish we could run more yards through our plant, but we only got a simple design. Single sluice box. It's not going to be able to handle much more. And this bucket is massive for the amount of material we can run. I would like to have another machine that's bigger than this one, but I also would like to have a smaller bucket for the one that's feeding this plant because it's just overkill right now. And I highly doubt we're going to get a new wash plant this year because, well, for one, we got no gold out of the ground yet. We got no money coming in, and we got a lot of problems this year, and we got a lot of bills coming out soon. So I highly doubt we're getting that wash plant. But you never know. We might be able to get enough gold. This ground might be super rich. We just don't know yet. We didn't really run long enough to actually get a good reading. I ended up selling my skid steer too because I wasn't using it, and I really am trying to get enough money to get a bigger excavator. So every bit helped. We got a nice bit now to put towards the excavator. So we might be able to get something a bit newer, hopefully. And the payment for that rock truck's coming out, so that extra bit of money will help us out a nice bit. The wash plant seems to be working okay. We're putting a nice bit of yards through. We've been doing it for the last couple hours, and we actually are starting to make a progress on this gold claim. This is probably the longest we ran in a long time, which I don't want to jinx it. I'm hoping all the problems are behind us for this season and we're able to just keep our money and getting the gold out of the ground so we can scale up next year to a bigger operation. Well, it's 9 o'clock. We ran every bit of pay we had through the plant. We actually went through it a lot faster than I thought, but we had a busy couple of days with all the problems we've been having, so I think I'm gonna wait till tomorrow to start hauling pay and take the rest of the day off. So this is gonna be the end of the video. Subscribe and I'll see you guys in the next. Well boys, today's a sad day. We're selling the gold mine. I know, I can't believe we're selling it already, but the thing is, we have a better opportunity and we got a really good offer on this gold mine. We weren't really looking to sell, but someone came by and gave us a pretty good offer. He's another miner that's pretty close to this area, and he's gonna buy everything we got for $750,000, which is too hard to pass up. We just can't do it. We're gonna take that money and reinvest. We're not done mining. We're just done on this claim. Well, just like that, the deal is finalized. We have the money, and I just found us an excavator. It's a bit bigger, and I think it's going to work perfect on our new gold mine. It's kind of a surreal moment leaving that gold mine behind, but with that money, we can do everything right this time. Like, we actually got a kind of newer excavator. It's a 490 Komatsu. We got a rock truck that's pretty much the same one we had before, just a couple years older than that one. And we got a wheel loader coming within the next couple hours, and we have a wash plant. Now the wash plant's way bigger than the one we had before. We're going to run a lot more yards through this plant, which is going to help us out big time because it's actually pretty late in the season, because where we started at that other mine and now we're at this one, we're a bit behind. But this is the site. On the left is an old place that's been mined out before, and that's where we're going to end up putting our wash plant. Just because we know there's no gold in that area, and it's close to the river, and we're able to kind of make a trench down to the river for our reject water. There was only one problem with this location. We're so high up from the river, so we had to get a better pump. We're after spending $400,000 so far, but I got a buddy coming up from RJ Drilling. He's going to give us some samples. Now I'm only getting 4 to 5 just because it costs $3,000 per hole. So we don't have that much money to just randomly test, and we're just going to try the basic areas, and hopefully we can get a rough idea of the vein. Well, I just got the call, and our rock truck is ready at the dealer, so I'm going to haul this 490 off the trailer, and we're going to send this down to go pick up the rock truck. I'm just going to take my time. It's a bit sketchy getting out this trailer. Okay, we got it. We're just going to have to lift it. Oh, there goes the trailer. Okay, we're just going to have to send it. Now, I'm going to use the excavator later on because I do think we can do a couple more samples without the drill, but I just want to get the basic areas for the drill pattern. Well, I thought my buddy was going to operate the drill, but he just dropped it off for us to use, and he gave us a crash course, so we got the basics of how to use it. I'm going to go down probably until I see a change in material, and we're going to run a pan, and hopefully we can see some colors and a lot of colors to indicate if this area is good enough to start, because we're looking for an area that's going to give us quick money because we're so late in the season. It's already September and we're not going to get much more this season, so we need to get enough to come back next year. Well, we're on the second drill hole, and I'm going to call this area the humpback because there's a big hump just in the middle and it's not very high, and I don't know if this is going to be the best area of mine, but we're going to do a sample anyway. Well, we're on number 3, and we're closer to the end of the humpback, and this is where it begins to go up a hill. I don't think we're going to go up the hill because there's about 30 feet of overburden by the looks of it, and we don't have time to do that, and we don't have the equipment to do that because we're pretty late in the season. We're on drill number 4, and last couple, we only had to go down about 6 feet to hit a different color. Well, it's time for the moment of truth to see if we're going to get any colors. So we're going to test these drill holes we did. We're going to pan everything out. I'm looking for at least 12 colors to make this a viable spot to start, because we got to find a spot that's going to give us money pretty quick because we're late in the season. Well, I'm only seeing about 8 different colors, which is not that good. So we're going to check out the other locations. Now, I didn't think this area would be that good, just for the fact that we're higher up. Now, this is the first one we drilled, and I'm hoping this one here is the best one, just because we're so close to where the wash plant's going to be. There's not much we got to move to get to the pay layer, but we're looking for 12 colors. If we can get that, we can mine here. So let's get the panning. It looks pretty promising, but okay, I see gold, but I don't see a lot. I'm seeing 9 different colors. We're getting there, but we're still not close enough to mine this location yet. Now, the drill samples gave us a good guideline for the humpback, but it's not enough gold, so I'm going to go grab the excavator. There's a spot I want to check out at the bottom of the valley. I think that's going to be our get rich cut. Hopefully we can get over there and actually get some good gold. So I'm going to go over there and just check out what area I want to do. I'm thinking where the valley comes down and meets, because I think this used to be an old riverbed. I'm praying it was, just so we can get gold quick. It's a bit further back in the cut, and that's why we need a rock truck, because we're pretty far away now. But I'm halfway to where I wanted to go for the cut, and I'm going to do a little sample here, because if we can get enough gold here, I'll start the cut back here just so we can get money. So we're going to pan it, and hopefully we can get enough colors to actually make some money. I'm going to go a bit deeper here because where we got the excavator, I'm able to actually go down deeper, and I wasn't too familiar with the drill, so I didn't really try to go down lower. But I think I'm down far enough. We're about 8 feet down. So I'm going to scratch a bit up, and we're going to pan it, and hopefully there's a bit more color. The material is a bit different, like there's more gravel into it, so I'm hoping we're going to get a good sample. Okay, we ended up with 11 colors this time. We're getting there, but it's not enough yet. But it's showing us this claim is pretty consistent on the lower end. I'm finally at the end of the cut where I want to start. I think this is going to be the best spot just because it looks like this is where the riverbed used to come down and meet the valley. So hopefully we're right. This will be our get rich claim if it is. But we're just going to put up enough so we can get a good sample. Now for the moment of truth, we're going to pan this, and we're actually going to pan it from the actual cut instead of what we were doing last time. Okay, I think this is where we're going to start. We ended up with 16 different colors. Well, if this pan is correct and this area is all like this will be the get rich cut. Well, I just got a call from the truck driver. Our rock truck is here. We're going to go unload it for him so he can go back and grab the parts for our wash plant. Well, that's a familiar look. It looks just the same as the one we had before, but there's a lot more dirt on it. But we gotta get this unloaded. I know one thing for sure, this trailer is so sketchy to get equipment off. But we're gonna have to fill in this ditch later on because it's gonna be pretty hard to go over in the rock truck every day with material on. So we're gonna try to fill it in and build a road. Well, the truck driver's been here and he dropped off our loader while we are in back of the claim trying to fix it up with the rock truck and excavator. But this wheel loader, it's seen better days, but we got it for a good price. I only paid $10,000 for this wheel loader, but I had to buy a bucket because there wasn't one on it. So it ended up being $25,000 by the time we got everything said and done. But will this hurt us later on buying such a cheap loader? I hope not. I'm just trying to save a bit of money, and this loader is only going to be used at the wash plant. Well, we finally get the wash plant set up. It took a bit longer than I wanted it to, but we got, ow, it actually really hurt. I should probably put a road in so I don't go through the windshield. But anyway, we got the wash plant in place. But it took a while because I had to flatten out the area a bit more, and I think we got it in the best spot where we're able to put a stockpile in here of material without blocking everything off. Now we upgraded the pump from this wash plant and the generator. We got something with a bit more power because we gotta grab the water from the river, and the river is very far down. We got a trench made to go down with our water that we use from the wash plant, and by the time it gets to the river, it should be pretty clean. But we ended up digging it down a nice bit. It was a lot of work. Everything's set up, everything's ready to go. We got the belt over here for our tailings. Everything looks perfect, but we gotta bring some material over so we can actually test the wash plant. I've been looking to hire a couple people, but we're so late in the season. It's so hard to find workers on gold mines up here at this late of the season, so I guess it's just gonna be me for a little bit. But I'm gonna try to truck material over. I should have put the road in, but I really want to try this wash plant before the days are over and we gotta head back to our camp. Right now we don't have a place right next to the mine. We gotta build one and we're gonna have to do it pretty quick. We're trying to get a fuel delivery every week, probably Fridays. That's what we're aiming for, but we're still working out the details with the company. Now I gotta try to work out something right here because we either gotta build a ramp because we're going to be trying to feed it with the loader, and I don't know if I'm going to use the material right here or we're going to try to get some reject and build a nice ramp. But I'm just trying to get it trucked over for now. It is pretty far away from the wash plant, but it's the richest gold we got on the claim so far. I really got to try to find a rock truck driver, but like I said, it's impossible to find anybody at this time. We're going to need about 500 ounces just to come back next year because we need to be able to pay for all the bills during the winter, and there's a royalty we got to pay for the mine site. We guaranteed at least 100 ounces for him, so we need 100 for him and 400 to pay the bills until we can come back next year. We still got a good couple hours of hauling pay for the rest of the day, and after that I'm gonna make a couple phone calls because we got to try to get some material brought up by tomorrow so we can actually build a spot to live. We're going to need a camp that's good enough for at least 10 people. I don't know if I'm going to go with a bunkhouse or we're going to try to build a cabin for now and build a couple more later on, or we're just going to get some trailers. We're not really sure yet. Well, I do know one thing. We do need to get a cleanup this week, so we got to keep trucking pay. There's going to be a lot of long hours, a lot of long days, but we're going to do what we can. We got to bring all the material we can over here, and we're gonna have to run it by ourselves. So the more material we got over here, the longer we can run without having to go back and switch back and forth. I just got off the phone with the mining agency and our permits were approved for taking water from the river, so that's a positive. But we forgot to sign a couple of things, so he's gonna bring all the papers up we gotta sign in a couple of days, which is good for us because It won't be a surprise. We're going to know when he's coming. So we're going to make sure everything is up to code, everything is up and running, and we don't get a fine because we can't really afford a fine or the downtime. I've been hauling pay for a couple hours and we don't even have enough to run for like 20 minutes. And that's crazy. Like our other plant, we could run all day with this amount. But I'm going to grab the loader and I'm going to try to smooth it out a bit. It's getting a bit hard to back up on. I think I'm just going to make like a temporary ramp for now because we're only going to be testing it if we can get enough material brought over. But later on, we're actually going to have to build a better kind of ramp. We need a ramp over here because we're not going to have the excavator staying over here. So we can't really feed it that way. So we need a ramp for the loader because we can't reach. Back to hauling pay. This is going to be a long day. It's going to be a long season because if we can't find any more workers and we got to do all of this ourselves, we're going to be pretty tired. I was able to get a hold of somebody and we're going to have our first fuel delivery tomorrow, which is going to be good because our wash plant doesn't have any right now and we can't really test until we get some fuel. But we're going to have to try to get some sort of tank up here because we're going to need a backup supply just in case the truck can't get up. We got to try to clean up this area a bit more. We got to try to get the grubbing, everything out of the way. I didn't really do a good job yet. I only did the bare minimum, but we're going to have to do something just to make the road better. And we don't want to put sticks through our wash plant. It might clog something up and we might lose gold. And we don't want that. That's the last thing we want when we're trying to gold mine. Oh, this is a busy day. I can't wait to get this day over with just for the fact that we did so much. We found a gold mine. We set up a wash plant. We brought all of our equipment up. We started a road. But there's still a lot more that needs to be done before we can actually run our gold mine. But I'm done hauling pay. I think we should just go back to the campsite and see if we can figure out a couple more odds and ends for our gold mine. There's still a lot we gotta figure out. We need a couple extra parts for our excavator, our rock truck, and our wash plant. Just because it's so late in the season, it might take a while to get here. So I'm going to order that right now. And our tent is pretty far away. We put it on the back side of the property, but we do have to make a couple phone calls and see if we can actually get some sort of camp brought up. So this is it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next. Subscribe. Welcome back everybody to another episode of our gold mine series. I ended up hiring a couple people. I got them on night shift hauling pay to the plant so we can run all day. Let's see what they got done. I'm hoping they got a nice bit brought to it. They actually got a nice bit brought over. They were really hammering it out last night. And I'm hoping it's enough for us to run all day because this plant here actually eats through the material. It's way different than our other one. There's no better time than now. We're going to fire everything up. And I'm hoping everything works right. There was only one problem that we had. It was the ramp. I couldn't really put one there for whatever reason. I tried and it just wouldn't let me, and if we put material there it was pretty hard to run over. So I got a solution for that. It's coming later today. We can actually rent it a mobile ramp. We're gonna try that out and hopefully that helps us out. Everything looks like it's running okay. We got water coming out the sluice box. I was talking to night shift. They used this loader last night pushing material up. They said they had a bit of a problem. It just was losing power, but then it would come back. But we're going to use it because this is the only thing we got right now, and I really don't want to take the excavator out of the cut. I don't know how good we can reach without this ramp. It's still not here. We're waiting for it to show up. They're supposed to be here within the next couple hours, but we're just going to try to see if we can get a bucket through it and see how much reach we can actually get. Okay, we gotta be pretty close to actually reach it. It's just not the best option, so I'm going to be pushing the material back and wait for our ramp. Well, they finally showed up with the ramp and it's not really what I was expecting. It is pretty narrow. I'm hoping the loader tires actually fit in between. I should have leveled up the ground a bit more, but we gotta try it out. We gotta get some buckets through this plant. The only option I got if this loader don't work is to get a bigger loader. Okay, it's a bit rocky going up. I really should have blocked it up a bit more. I really can't see this working just for the fact that you really got to take your time going up the ramp and you're not really getting production. Well, I just got off the phone. We made a deal. We are trading this loader in for one that's a couple years old, but it's way bigger. It can reach the hopper without a ramp. And the company's coming by to pick this ramp up. It's just no good for us. It's not helping me. I'm taking way too long to go up the ramp. I'm just hoping to get here soon because I want to run this through the plant so night shift can just continue on bringing pay to the wash plant and I can run it again tomorrow morning. I just got the call. They're almost here for this ramp, so I stopped production. We shut down for a minute and they're grabbing the loader. So I'm just going to grab everything out of it right quick before they get here. Well, this is a big upgrade for us and it was hard on the wallet, but we needed to do it. It's pretty dirty. I'm guessing that's from the travel up. There's a couple scratches. It is a couple years old. You can't really expect it to be perfect shape, but I think this is going to work out amazing for us. Well, this loader here is way better than our other one. We got a screen, we got buttons, we got AC, and we got joystick steering, which is going to be a lot better, especially all day going back and forth a short distance. Now, we did lose a little bit on the other loader. We only got $22,000 for it, but it is an older loader. We're starting to have some problems, so I can't really complain. I just picked the wrong loader, but this one here seems like it's going to work out for us, and hopefully it lasts a lot longer because it's pretty late in the season. It's September and we got no gold so far, and we're only probably going to be here for another probably 6 weeks, so we're in big trouble if something happens with this loader. But I was able to hire two people. We got an excavator operator and we got a rock truck driver, and they're on night shift, so they're steady hauling pay to the plant, which is going to speed up this process a lot. I'm going to put one more bucket in and it should be filled up, and I'm going to go around check everything, make sure everything looks perfect, everything is running right, we don't have any problems. Well, the trommel's spinning, everything looks good. The sluice box got water going to it. Our water's going back to the river and it looks pretty clean, so I think we are doing pretty good. Been running for 4 hours now since we checked everything, and we are chewing through this pay. It's getting pretty late, but I'm hoping I can get everything ran through because I want to do a little cleanup. I want to be able to see what we're doing and if the get rich cut is actually going to pay off. So I'm just going to run a bit more pay through it. Then we're going to get our buckets and we're going to get cleaning the mats, everything we need to do. And I'm going to run to town and actually get it cleaned up. It's going to be a couple hour journey for me, and I got to take our side by side, so it's going to be a while. Well, that should be enough. I'm going to go push off the tailings and get that all situated. We've been stockpiling them right against the face, out of the way. We're going to have a lot before we're said and done. Just trying to get this last bit cleaned up while the wash plant's running out. Then we're going to do our actual cleanup on the wash plant, and hopefully we got some gold. It's time to actually get this wash plant shut down, and we're going to do our cleanup, get our mats hauled out, and I hope we got some color. Well, we cleaned it up a little bit ourselves, and we ended up with one full bucket. We had about 10 of our concentrate, but we cleaned it up a little bit, but it do look like we got a nice bit of gold in this material. So I'm going to hop into side by side and we're going to run to town. It's a 4 hour journey, and night shift will continue on with what they were doing, getting the pay brought over. And if they get enough brought over, I told them they could start running a little bit, but not too much, because where I'm going to be a bit late getting back tomorrow, I won't be able to run as soon as I want to. So they're going to get as much brought over and they're going to run a little bit tonight, hopefully, and I will continue on tomorrow. Well, I ended up looking on the GPS, and if I go through this little shortcut, I should get there a little bit faster, but it's not the best shortcut. It's actually pretty dangerous, but I'm trying to get back to the mine site half early tomorrow so we can run. Well, that shortcut ended up being a long cut because we got stuck and it took us a little bit longer to get out, but we're finally here. We're gonna have to try to invest in our own wash setup because we need to be able to do this on our mine site. This bucket is so heavy. I'm hoping it's all gold because we need money. But I think this setup would be nice at our full claim just for the fact that we can do it ourselves, save a bit of money, save a bit of travel. Well, it looks like I'm going to be here for a while. He said this process right here takes a couple hours, then to smelt it down, if we get enough gold, it's going to be another couple hours. So I guess we're sleeping in the John Deere. Just took a nap, but I woke up to some knocking on the window. He wanted to show me the gold we got before he actually put it through the smelt, but I think we got a nice bit. It's definitely $30,000 worth, and that will help us out big time. Oh, that is not comfortable at all, but that is comfortable. We got gold. We got a nice bit. We're gonna throw it in the back, and I think the place where we sell the gold is open. It's only down the road. You can almost see it from here, so we better hurry up. We gotta go sell this, then we got another 4-hour journey back to camp, and I think I'm gonna lay down for a bit. We didn't sleep the best last night. We made almost $45,000 off that test run, which is amazing. This is probably the best ground we ever mined, and that's a good sign for us because we got a lot of bills, and this is going to secure our season for next year if we can keep with these cleanups. So this is it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Like and subscribe for more.